Direct News TV. March 5, 2024. Israel's war on Gaza live. Israel fires 2 officers after aid convoy probe. Israeli military says it dismissed 2 officers and reprimanded 3 others for roles in drone strikes that killed 7 aid workers on a food delivery mission in Gaza. UN Human Rights Council adopts resolution calling for Israel to be held accountable for war crimes and crimes against humanity possibly committed in the Gaza Strip. What to know about the opening of Beit Hanun, Erez, crossing. Israel's decision to open the Beit Hanun, Erez, crossing in the north and the Ashdod port is being framed as a way to complete Tel Aviv's war aims. Aid is expected to come through the Ashdod port and then through the Beit Hanun crossing into northern Gaza. Al Jazeera's Rory Challands explains how much difference the crossing will make to Palestinians in the enclave who desperately need humanitarian aid. 120,000 worshippers pray at Al-Aqsa Mosque. The high turnout on the last Friday of Ramadan came despite tight Israeli restrictions on access to the Jerusalem holy site, reports the Palestinian Wafa news agency. Israeli forces set up checkpoints all throughout the Old City, stopping Palestinians en route to the mosque to check their IDs, according to Wafa. The forces prevented hundreds from reaching the mosque and arrested at least 11 people, Wafa added. As we reported earlier, Israeli forces also fired tear gas at crowds of Palestinian worshippers outside the mosque after they chanted in protest against Israel's attacks in Gaza. Israel's Ben-Gvir says disciplining soldiers a serious mistake. Israel's far-right National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, has accused Israeli military leadership of abandoning its soldiers by taking disciplinary action against officers it deemed responsible for a mistaken attack on an aid convoy. The Chief of Staff's decision to dismiss senior officers is an abandonment of the fighters in the middle of a war and a serious mistake that conveys weakness, wrote Ben-Gvir on X. Even if there are mistakes in identification, soldiers are backed up in war. In case you're just joining us, here's a quick recap of the latest news. The Israeli military says it has dismissed 2 officers and reprimanded 3 others for their roles in the strikes in Gaza that killed 7 aid workers on a food delivery mission, saying they had mishandled critical information and violated the army's rules of engagement. The World Central Kitchen, WCK, has said the Israeli army's investigation is an important step forward but called for an independent commission to probe the killings of its staff. The United Nations Human Rights Council has adopted a resolution calling for Israel to be held accountable for possible war crimes and crimes against humanity committed in the Gaza Strip. The resolution adopted by the UN top human rights body has also demanded a halt to all arms sales to Israel, highlighting warnings of genocide in its war on Gaza. People in northern Gaza surviving on less than 12% daily calories. The UNRWA says Israeli authorities continue to deny it access to deliver aid to northern Gaza. This comes as Oxfam reported that people in the north of the Strip are surviving with less than 12% of the average daily caloric needs. US did not back UN resolution due to absence of Hamas. It's important to understand that this is not a binding resolution, and it also stresses the need for accountability for all violations of international humanitarian law. This is quite a significant statement from the UN's human rights body, which seeks to address the concerns of Israel's war on Gaza, and even though Western countries were split on this, with Germany voting against this and Belgium voting for France and the Netherlands abstaining. The United States did say that it planned to vote against this because it did not contain a specific condemnation of Hamas for the October 7 attacks. However, this does come at a crucial time, and the US has not made any secret of the fact that it is piling pressure on its ally over its conduct in the war. Poland calls for Israeli soldiers to face criminal inquiry for Gaza aid convoy attack. Poland is demanding criminal action be brought against the Israeli soldiers responsible for what it called the murder of 7 aid workers, including a Polish national, in Gaza. We want Polish prosecutors to be added and implicated in the explanations and in the entire criminal and disciplinary procedure for the soldiers responsible for this murder, Poland's Deputy Foreign Minister Andrzej Zejdina said. As reported earlier, Israel has released a preliminary assessment into the military attack that killed the aid workers earlier this week, describing it as a grave mistake due to misidentification. The report said 2 Israeli military officers would be dismissed from their posts and others reprimanded, but did not mention any potential military inquiry or criminal investigations into their actions. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to be notified whenever we post. You won't regret it.